Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the Brown Boss Podcast. Kenil, how you doing, man?
Good, brother. How are you, man? The
Good,
Rams.
man. Good. Representing the Rams. Here we go. We got the
Schedule
schedule out
comes
and
out in
everything.
48 hours.
Yeah.
Schedule comes out in
Yeah.
48 hours, man. Let's do this.
Well, let's have your predictions early. Rams are gonna go what? 10 and 6.
10 and 6.
I knew it.
How do you guys gonna say 10 and 6?
Because I know you're trying to be optimistic. They'll probably start off with a slow,
Yeah.
get a couple of games lost, and then they'll pick it up.
I will tell you this. We will not win the division.
Who's gonna win it then? Seahawks?
Niners.
The Niners are back. You think so?
Yeah, the thing is
Without
this,
Debo?
man. Because last year was just injuries and kind of got to them. I mean, I know they lost Debo, but they have a lot of weapons, man. And I feel like they're ready to go. And I felt like they could have came back last year, like McCaffrey and them. They could have came back a little last year, but they knew that season was lost.
Yeah.
And so I think they're gonna be fully rested and ready to go.
Yeah.
And the Rams had it's not a deep playoff run, but like they played one extra game, I guess, or whatnot, So
They didn't be a wild card team again.
because the thing is this, right? We lost our main guy, bro. We lost Cooper Kupp, and so and then we're gonna put in
But you said you have an upgrade.
I mean, not our main guy, but guy who's been with us for a while, and chemistry wise, Devontae Adams gonna be in there. So the first 4 games gonna be more feeling out, and you know Sean McVay is not gonna play anybody in the preseason. So our preseason is gonna be the first 4 games. Season really starts with the Rams week 5 or week 6 usually.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think we'll win I don't think we'll win, and depending on the schedule, man, I don't know. But we'll get into that. We'll get into NFL. We already got our first game already scheduled. We'll talk about that. But man, let's get into this. Today morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time for whatever actually it was 9 p.m. Pacific, and that Sean, what's his name is. He said that Giannis will decide his future if he wants to be with the Milwaukee Bucks or he does not want to be with Bucks going forward, which is a big news in my case. I mean,
so what do you think? Do you think
we talked about this
if he was to leave, is it a good thing for Milwaukee? Because I'm hearing from like the sports commentator, some are saying it's a good thing for Milwaukee, some are saying it's not. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's going to be a great thing for Milwaukee.
You think so?
Because Milwaukee does not control their next 5 years draft picks. So basically, the only asset that Milwaukee actually has is Giannis. Because Damian, there is no value for him because he's tore his Achilles. So the only asset you really have is Giannis, who can actually command draft picks and a young player. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like if you can trim to the right place for the right player for the right draft pick, that 5 years won't matter. So then you look forward to like 2020, 29, 2030 when they can actually control their draft again. Then, they can actually, make moves or draft players. But I really feel that it's really best for Giannis and Milwaukee to kind of part ways. And honestly, no one should be mad. Milwaukee fans shouldn't be mad. Got you a championship. And Giannis, in this case, wants to continue winning a championship. And he's only 30. He's in the middle of his prime. He can really go help a team and contribute and kind of control where the championship comes from. And today was a big domino, actually. When that happened, and then 7 hours later, another big domino happened.
Yeah.
Right, what you think, Tapas? You tell me. You tell me. Is it a good thing or a bad thing, man? You tell me. What's your take?
So my thing is, I don't know if any free agent, any superstar player will ever want to play in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is one of those places, small market, like the Pelicans or Charlotte. Like no one's dying to go to Milwaukee. If they were, it's because Giannis was there. I think for Milwaukee, they should keep him. That's the only way for them to attract anybody to come to Milwaukee. Right. Otherwise, once they let him go, no one's going to be like, you think Kevin Durant's going to be like, let me go to Milwaukee and play. No. Right? Let's say Jokic is a free agent, big free agent. No one's going to go there. So, like, that's why I think Milwaukee should not consider it. I understand Giannis' perspective. I think he's very frustrated with how everything went down. I mean, obviously Dame, you can't control that. But at the same time, I don't think having Doc Rivers as your coach was a smart move.
But Tapas, where are you going with Giannis? Like, look.
It's like the LeBron effect. You can at least, if you have him there, at least you can try to attract somebody else to come and play.
You can't, because they have no cap space and they have no players with value. So, I mean, the only reason why LeBron situation works most of the time is because the team actually gutted their roster and, has cap space to go sign a player, or have young pieces that can trade for, like we traded for Anthony Davis. We had Lonzo, Ingram, Josh Hart, and Kyle Kuzma and all those boys. Milwaukee doesn't have future, man. They don't control even their draft picks, because they traded in the Drew Holiday trade and other trades where they made, but they don't control. But like, I'm just saying, you ran your course with Giannis. I mean, he got you a championship.
How quickly do you think they get rid of Giannis? How quickly do you think they can rebuild?
Oh my gosh! Right away.
With draft picks, you think they'll be like the next OKC? Do you have that faith in that front office compared to Sam Presti?
I will tell you, if they follow this logic that I'm about to give you, they will be a playoff team in 3 years.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, today was the NBA lottery draft, right? I mean, unexpected shit happened. I'll kind of just give you overview. The top worst record was Charlotte, Utah, and Wizards. They had the same 14% chance to get the number one pick. Utah and Wizards fell out of top 4. Charlotte actually got the 4th pick. 1, 2, and 3 was number 3 was Philadelphia 76ers. Number 2 was San Antonio Spurs, and number 1 was the Dallas Mavericks. And you asked me how fast can they? This is the Eastern Conference you're talking about. The last time, I'm not talking about Wemby. Wemby was an international player, so you don't know what you have in Wemby, right? He was flat out the number 1 pick. I'm not talking about him. The last time when a player came out of college, like, playing here, that had like such a crazy fanfare and undisputed number 1 pick was Zion. And with injuries, Zion did not really live up to the hype. But Cooper Flagg, man, was highly regarded for the past 2 years, dating back to junior year in high school or senior year in high school, and then playing 1 year in Duke. And so people knew who Cooper Flagg is. And Cooper Flagg actually went up against Team USA this past offseason before they left to go play for Olympics in Paris. He actually turned people's eyes, saying, "Wow, this guy is actually really good." He came in the practice squad and everything. So Cooper Flagg is really, really good. And if you want to get your franchise started now, and if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, it's ready for you. Platter's ready for you. I mean, all you have to do is give up Giannis to Dallas, and Dallas really, really wants a star. It could be Kevin Durant. No one knew Giannis is available, right? So Kevin Durant was their guy they want to get. But now Kevin Durant is actually second, because Giannis, if Giannis becomes available, is number 1 target. And obviously Nico said it, that we're looking at the 5-year window with AD and Kyrie. A 5-year window, we want to win a championship. That 5-year window fits in Giannis' 5-year window too, because Giannis is 30, going on 31. So they're all in that same age. Giannis who's 30, you have AD who's like, I think 32, and then you have Kyrie who's like 34, I think, if I'm not, around the same age. So, and you have Clay who's also like 32 or 33 as well. Same time for that 5-year window. And Dallas got the number 1 pick. And to be honest with you, this will make it work, because they can give Milwaukee their first number 1 pick plus another first round or second round pick. It'll still cost you another two picks after that number 1 pick, plus another young player where just match salary up, right? You got to remember, Milwaukee doesn't really care about who's coming back. They already know they're gonna get Cooper Flagg. If you're Cooper Flagg and you're Milwaukee Bucks, that's gonna be your franchise player. And he's literally a really, really good player. And I saw him during March Madness. He's really good, man. And so if you build a right team around him and build around him, this will fast forward your process of rebuilding. And I'm not saying they're gonna become a championship team. I never said that. They will be back into a playoff contention. I'm not even saying top. I'm saying like they'll make 6 through 8. They'll be back in it. They won't be a team like Charlotte where, once Giannis is gone, they'll be in the lottery every single year. They won't be. And think about it. And think about it. Milwaukee
the same thing with Charlotte, where like they have LaMelo Ball, who is an all-star. Yeah. And they're not making any progress with that team.
Exactly. But the thing is, LaMelo and Cooper Flagg are 2 different people, right? LaMelo was coming coming out of college or international play, not really highly regarded. But with Cooper Flagg, he's coming with all the accolades. He's really a.
LaMelo had a lot of hype behind him.
I
He was
mean,
the
he
best ball
did, but he
player.
wasn't undisputed number one pick. Eyes closed. Even Golden State Warriors passed upon him for I think
Right.
Marvin Bagley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They got some. No, not Marvin, but they get Marvin. Someone they got some.
But like,
No, it was some other
I
player.
just don't know if you would put away all of the chips into one bag to get Cooper Flagg, which again, we don't know how he's going to look in the NBA. A lot of players have
You don't
been
know.
super hyped.
Yeah, no, you really don't know who's gonna be what, right? I mean, but the thing is this. I mean, your eye test usually passes, and if you're like think about it, Wemby,
I
right?
don't know, man. The eye test and Ben Simmons was really good. Eye test with, Greg Oden was really good.
Look, coming into it, people like if you look at the scouting report on Ben Simmons coming into it, like from college, everyone knew he couldn't shoot. Even LSU, they knew that he couldn't shoot. He was just a great passer. He was like he had that vision, right? And that's what
But
he was.
He was a 50% shooter. He wasn't a 3-point shooter, but he was a shooter.
Right.
I mean, Philly messed him up, but like, that's
true.
not.
But like Cooper Flagg literally has.
I mean, name me one player that has lived up to his number one hype besides Wemby.
LeBron.
That it has turned his entire franchise around.
LeBron.
That's a long time ago.
Kyrie.
What franchise did he turn around?
Cleveland.
That was LeBron.
I mean, he made Cleveland. I mean, he made
LeBron.
He made LeBron want to go back.
That's still LeBron, dude. I mean, you're telling me Kyrie was the best player and turned the franchise, but not LeBron in that Cleveland team.
I mean, LeBron came like after Kyrie played like 6 years with the Cavs. Kyrie made them into almost a 7th or 8th playoff team after LeBron left them with nothing. You know?
Yeah, but like that's the thing. At least with Giannis, if he stays, you're guaranteed at worst 4th seed. At worst, with Giannis. I mean, the dude was a monster in the playoffs. You get him a better coach, a better supporting cast, not a bunch of old ass players. That'd be all right. I don't know if Milwaukee would want to just throw it all away. I mean,
going nowhere with Giannis.
It depends on if Giannis comes in and says, "Hey guys, I want out. I'm trying to be respectful here, and I want to get out of this before it gets messy." Then I get it. But if it's more like Giannis is like, I don't know, and if I should.
Let me. So sorry to interrupt you, but okay. So I kind of got the list. Apollo Banchero kind of changed Orlando around. Before Orlando was not in the playoff team. He is overrated, but I mean, made the team make the playoffs and kind of go. I'm not. Look, what I feel is different. No. What I feel is different than what you're. I'm answering your question. Turn the franchise around. I'm answering your question. Yeah. I'm not answering if I think the player's overrated or not. I mean, he could be overrated in my view, but if he made an impact for that team and changed the landscape of that team, then it's a different story, right? I mean, I can think like, dude, I hate Jaylen Brown, but the guy is the MVP for the finals. I think Jaylen Brown is overrated, but half of the NBA thinks he's the MVP for the champs. I can't say shit, right? So what I'm trying to say is that Paul Banchero went to Orlando, changed the landscape around, right? Kate Cunningham, for Detroit.
Come on, man, you're pulling here. You're really pulling.
Okay,
here, you're really pulling.
Anthony Edwards.
Okay, yes, I give you Anthony Edwards. Yes.
Okay.
Don't say Zion. Don't say DeAndre Ayton.
Carl Anthony Towns, no. Nope. Andrew Wiggins, no.
So
Anthony Davis changed the franchise around.
So 3 out of the last 12 years you've had success.
No. But see, I'm not saying that every year it works out. I'm just saying this guy's undisputed number one. Everyone, he passes everyone's eye test, meaning like he played against the real NBA players during the practice, kept up with them. He passes everyone's scouting report, meaning that this guy is actually it factor, So if you're Milwaukee, you're not gonna get another chance to get it. Put it this way, man, you're never gonna get another chance. For sure, they don't have their draft pick for the next 5 years, but you're not gonna get another chance to go get the number one overall pick when a team desperately wants it. Because if Utah would have got a number one pick or Charlotte got a number one pick, they wouldn't have give this to Giannis. Give this to Milwaukee. Dallas is willing to make that trade because they want to win that championship. It's kind of like the same thing. I don't know if you remember, but do you remember that back in 2014, there was rumblings that, hey, LeBron might go to Cleveland? What team got the number one pick?
Cleveland, right?
Exactly. They drafted Andrew Wiggins, right?
Yeah.
So and
Pretty
they said that at that time, they already had Kyrie Irving, and all they needed was like another power forward, right? And so they said that, hey, look, they got the number 1 pick, just give it to Minnesota and go get Kevin Love, and that'll make LeBron want to come back home and win a championship, right? And they and this was before LeBron even signing with Cleveland, actually, I think. And they went. It's during Summer League too. I was at that Summer League where Andrew Wiggins didn't before Cavs at all because he couldn't play because they're negotiating a trade with Minnesota to go get Kevin Love. The same thing in this case too. That look, Nico knows that. Look, we have a 5-year window. All these players are in that 5-year window. Let's put them together and let's see what happens. Create this super team, which is going to be a great super team. Let's see how it works out, depending on their health, and give up that number 1 pick. And I think Milwaukee's in at the right time, at the right place, where they can go get that number 1 pick. Again, they don't control their next 5-year draft picks, so they can't even tank next year, right? So they rather go get Cooper Flagg and be competitive. And obviously they'll be again in a lottery team, but they won't be number 1, like 3 worst record. It will be like they'll still be like 10th or 11th overall kind of thing, They'll still
be bottom 3, dude. If you put Cooper Flagg in that team now, and you trade away Giannis, and
I don't think they'll be top. I don't think they'll be bottom 3.
Yeah, because if Damian Lillard's out the whole year next year,
yeah,
Cooper Flagg by himself, he's probably gonna average 17.
I know. But it's Eastern Conference too, right? I mean, it's not that tough.
Yeah, but it's still be bottom 3.
I don't know. I hope that happens because I would love to make that deal with you. Let's see what happens. I would love that.
I'm just saying, like, I think the better move for the Mavericks is either keep Cooper Flagg or get Kevin Durant.
But you gotta. But
I think Giannis is the right answer for that team.
To go get Kevin Durant, you still gotta give up draft picks.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but that's the better move for them because AD needs the ball, right, to go down low. Kyrie definitely needs the ball to be effective. If you're gonna throw in Giannis, who also needs the ball, he's essentially Ben Simmons who could shoot, right? Giannis is. So like, you're not, but KD who does not require the ball, that's a better fit for them.
He doesn't.
Or you go the other way, you keep Cooper Flagg, and you're set for the future. If he's as good as you say he is, and as iTest has said, why not keep him for the future? This is your Luka then.
Who, Dallas?
Yeah.
They're not going to, man, because there's no place to even like play him or even develop him into whatever. Because
why not? You develop him with Kyrie and AD. Then you hand the franchise to him afterwards.
This is the same thing with Detroit Pistons all over again, right? But in this case, they're gonna pick the right player. They're not gonna pick up Darko Milicic. They're actually gonna pick up Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, I think Giannis will give you a better chance of winning a championship next year right away. Then I think okay, Durant is good too. Durant's a perfect fit. He's a good fit. He's a perfect fit.
You want to win a championship, you get Durant. You don't get Giannis. If you had to choose between the two situation, obviously I'm not saying Giannis. Durant's a better player. I'm saying for the situation, Durant's better. Like Giannis would be really good for the Rockets. That makes sense,
man.
Right? Or OKC. Giannis,
why would you want to go to Rockets? That doesn't give you a chance to win a championship in the West.
OKC is probably the best spot. That's probably the most enticing for
OKC will
Milwaukee.
give up 10 first-round picks for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but would you want that? Okay, put it this way. It's kind of what Dr. Jerry Buss said to Kobe. Would you? Okay, I'm not saying Cooper Flagg is a sure thing. Cooper Flagg is not. Last time a player that had this kind of hype was Zion, where he was undisputed number 1 pick, no argument. Like literally, this guy was. That was the same class that John Moran came out too, and people didn't even talk about John Moran. They talked about Zion. The same argument. This year, you have Dylan, and then you have the other guy too, Dylan Harper and one other guy who were really good. You're in the same case. Everyone's talking about Cooper Flagg. That's where the attention is. So it's kind of like what Dr. Jerry Buss told Kobe, right? When he was a free agent and going to decide between Lakers and Clippers. And he said that, look, why would I trade you for a bunch of little diamonds, like 10 different diamonds, when I already have a big diamond, which is you, right? So Milwaukee thing is this. Why trade Giannis to OKC and get like 10 first-round picks, right? One of them might hit and one of them might not hit, depending on which first-round picks you get, when you already know you could get a number 1 overall pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so if you're Milwaukee's standpoint, I'd rather get that guaranteed number 1 pick. And in that number 1 pick is going to turn to Cooper Flagg, I'd rather go get that. If I'm Milwaukee, front office, That's what I would tell Giannis. If Giannis says, "Hey, I like to move on," I'll be like, "Okay, I'm trading you to Dallas." And honestly, I think Giannis would be more happy because he's a championship. I mean, he's still gonna make Dallas a championship team regardless. With him, AD,
A
Kyrie, and
contender for
Clay.
sure. Yeah.
I mean, but I don't know how it's gonna work with him and AD because none of them want to play center. Well, Giannis never said he doesn't want to play center. Giannis might play center. Who knows? But again, we don't know how that's gonna work. But hey, I'll roll the ball, roll the dice. If I'm Nico, I'll roll the dice, give that number 1 pick away because you don't need Cooper Flagg right now. You want to win a champion. You want to win the most championship you can in this 5-year window. Try to win like 3 to 4 championships. Now, I'm not saying like they will, but I'm saying at least win like 2 to 3. Call it a day. Like that. So I think this works out for both teams, and it's perfect timing. That's why I feel that if Giannis does in coming weeks says that, hey, it's time for me to move on, and I want to win more championships, and I think he'll probably give his list, and I think Dallas and Houston and Lakers will be, and OKC might be on the top of their list, So
Yeah.
I personally feel that Dallas is at a perfect point right now. They got that number 1 pick, and Milwaukee's gonna need that number 1 pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they have the best chance to, I mean, Dallas now has a lot of options.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
it's gonna be a great debate, great argument. I feel that. I do feel that if it happens, this trade will happen right before the draft with Giannis going to Dallas. Because Cooper Flagg can go straight to Milwaukee and not even go to Dallas.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you saw the interview they had with Cooper Flagg today. He was not happy that Dallas got the number 1 pick. He hated it.
Go somewhere else. Yeah.
You can tell it's from his face. He wasn't. They even asked him the question. I think it was Kendrick Perkins or it was Bob Myers. Hey, you're going to a Dallas team that's already ready to win now. Usually, number one pick doesn't go to a franchise that's ready to win now. They usually go to a franchise that needs help to get back to the top level, and Dallas is right there. And Cooper Flagg didn't even acknowledge it. Even though he knows that he's an overall number 1 pick, he's like, look, I'm still working on my game. I want to continue working on my game. I want to become, something, like better where I'm at right now. He didn't acknowledge the fact that, yeah, of course, I'm excited to go to Dallas. But everyone knows he's the number 1 pick, and Dallas has the number 1 pick. And he doesn't acknowledge the fact.
He also doesn't want to jinx it. He doesn't want to be the next Shedeur Sanders and be like, yeah, I'm
dude, that's not going to happen with.
But he also doesn't want to come off that way.
That too. That shit's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, honestly,
that's what everyone thought for Shedeur.
San Antonio will be fucking jumping if that happened, dude.
Yeah, of course. If they somehow, Nico will get fired on the spot if he passes on Cooper Flagg, and goes for somebody else instead.
Honestly, dude, Nico doesn't. Okay, people don't get a second opportunity. Nico had got that second opportunity today. He can. Yeah. I told my wife today he can actually go out in Dallas without security because fan base are excited now,
Yeah.
And so they got that number 1 pick. It's a new beginning.
I think the fans would probably like Cooper Flagg.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because
that's not what Nico's going to want, though.
What you lost with Luka was the future, and then now you have a chance to get the future. So why trade it away?
But Giannis brings that excitement, though. He brings that excitement. He's that type of player.
I feel like Cooper Flagg would.
Giannis will bring the same type of excitement that Luka had.
No.
Like, that excitement where, you have that star player who's basically... Because Giannis is currently... I don't know if you agree with me, but Giannis is still a top 3 player right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And so... Yeah. And in any order, top 4, whatever, but he's still there, And they'll bring that type of joy back. That, okay, fine, we lost Luka, but we still gained another top 4 player,
Yeah, but you're getting him toward... I mean, he's still in his prime, but it's towards the end of the prime.
But 30, man. You can do so much damage.
If you can keep Cooper Flagg...
I know, man. But you can do so much
for
damage.
Next 10 years.
Yeah.
After Kyrie and AD are gone, we still got Cooper Flagg.
I know.
Like...
It's kind of like the Kawhi Leonard effect, right? When Tim Duncan and Banu and all those were there, they drafted Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi became something good. Even when Duncan retired, they were still able to contend with Kawhi Leonard there. Right. I know what you're saying. Why not keep the pick and how Cooper Flagg learned from Kyrie and whoever he wants to learn from.
And the owners for Dallas did not want to pay Luka. No, that's the main reason why. So why would they want to pay for Giannis if he gets an extension?
Because
versus if you get Cooper Flagg with a rookie
didn't
salary.
Nico say that you gotta have a character with us?
Yeah, I know, but it's that's all bullshit.
As someone that plays defense, man, like
someone that plays defense, all the stuff he needs to say because I mean, at the end of the day, it wasn't his call to get rid of Luka. It was the owners.
Oh yeah.
Nico is just a scapegoat.
Oh yeah.
So
100%, man.
but yeah, man, that's it would be. I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee did that. I mean, what you're saying makes sense that they should, give it up, especially if Giannis is gonna maybe opt out because I think he has 3 years left, right? His contract.
To be honest, two
Yeah,
years. 2 years.
2 years. Okay, so he has 2 years left in contract. I mean, it's probably better to trade for him now when it's still a little high
Exactly.
stock versus dragging it through. But I think if you were the Mavericks, I really would consider Phoenix. Take Kevin Durant instead.
Hey man, I don't blame you for that either.
That
though.
I would say is an instant championship team.
I mean, Durant fits well, man.
Yeah,
He fits well.
he fits way too well for that team. But definitely a lot of. I mean, so the history behind Mavericks was that they had 1 point something% chance to win it. So I know you mentioned in our group chat that it's a well, one of our buddies mentions it's all a conspiracy. It's just the way the NBA works. It's all scripted. What are your thoughts?
What?
Like, how did Dallas come out of this?
So Lakers should do this, okay? Lakers should have a new slogan, right? Trade your superstar to us. You will get a first number 1 pick next year.
You think this is all part of it? Like, all right, okay, don't worry, don't worry, Nico. You give us Luka right now, we'll give you the number 1 pick no matter what.
It wasn't only Luka. I mean, it wasn't only Luka though, because it happened 5 years ago too.
With who was it? Who was it?
AD to Lakers and got the number 1 pick right away. They got Zion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, ideally there was a power forward / center available coming out of the college rank, a big time player named Zion Williamson, and AD went out, and he got to the Lakers and all, and I think Pelicans had like the eighth or 7th best chance of getting the number 1 pick. They moved up and got the number 1 overall pick. So, I mean, I don't know. Lakers should like really tell when Lakers negotiate with Milwaukee like for Giannis, they could be like, hey, look, you trade Giannis to us, they'll give you number 1 pick next year.
Who do we have to give for Giannis at this point? Who do we give? Austin Reeves.
We really don't have it.
LeBron James.
I mean, we have draft picks, but that's about it. And Austin, but I don't think they want Austin Reeves. So I'm just like,
I would happily give up LeBron for Giannis.
I wish they wanted LeBron, bro, but I doubt that's the case.
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. That I mean, at the same time, I am happy that the 76ers, Washington Wizards, none of them got Cooper Flagg.
I'm happy San Antonio didn't. Yeah,
San Antonio. That would have been crazy. If
pissed me off, bro. They got Wemby and they moved up, got Wemby, and they get Cooper Flagg to pair him up. I would hate that. Would have been. I just hate San Antonio because of the rivalry with the Lakers. I would not want San Antonio to get.
Yeah, but I'm just glad that those crappy franchises didn't get him because they would have ruined his career.
Yeah.
Well, at least this way, hopefully, if Dallas plays it right, like he doesn't get stuck in some shitty team.
Yeah.
But at least he'll have a chance to grow.
You know what, though, man?
Become a player.
I don't know if all the Lakers fans feels the same way like I do. Like, I don't hate the Dallas Mavericks because they gave us Luka for discounted price. I actually love Dallas Mavericks, and I'm kind of happy. I like Anthony Davis, man. I mean, even though we don't have him anymore,
of course.
And I wish him best of luck. I want Dallas to win the championship. If Lakers don't win the championship, I'd rather have Dallas win the championship, It's just the fact that, we had Anthony Davis. He was a great guy, played well, even though he was injured most of the time. But still, I'm happy that, this backlash that Nico got, I'm happy, he finally gets to kind of rejoice and be excited again. And I'm more happy for the fan base in Dallas because that was so sad, man, when they traded Luka away. Because I would be the same way if they did that to Kobe, man. If at 25 they were like, "Hey, Kobe, we're trading you away." So I felt for the fans in Mavericks, So I'm so happy for Dallas, that they got this number 1 pick. They have something to be excited for because sports brings you excitement. It makes you forget about what's going on in your life, And I feel bad for Dallas, man. City of Dallas. Yeah. So I'm glad. I mean, out of all teams who needed that number 1 pick, I'm happy Dallas got it. I don't care what they do with it, but at least they can be excited until they do something with that pick, especially the fan base.
A big market team, so this also helps the NBA too,
Exactly.
Like the NBA is also probably happy that the Mavericks got it because they're like, okay, at least they'll make some kind of move. Yeah, and again with Nico, like I I feel for the guy too because I know again it's not his call. It was the owners. It's just how he handled it after giving all the excuses why they had to get rid of Luca. That's where he lost me
Exactly.
because it's still Luca, dude. I mean, the dude was injured and he's still going out there playing 30 points in a playoff game.
Exactly, man. And plus, and Nico is a Kobe guy, man. Nike, he was with
Yeah,
them all the way through. So I mean, and plus, he helped the Lakers out with Luca, man. Like
yeah,
I'm so stoked about this Lakers upcoming season because like Luca's there, man. Like,
yeah.
oh, I'm so excited, man.
I just want to see what the Lakers do outside of that because we need to
Mhm.
really build around that. We need to get some big guys, but that will probably happen after.
I do want to get
Playoffs.
into that with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to add any last touching points to this lottery pick that that
No,
happened?
no. I think a lot of that's good. I mean, it's just surprising that Dallas got it, but again, probably the best team out of all, honestly,
Yeah,
to get it.
exactly. I want to talk about Austin Reeves. I want your take on
Mm.
this as a Laker fan. So Austin Reeves is entering his final year.
Mhm.
He's eligible for an extension. The
He
way
declined, right?
NBA works is that for his contract, because he was a undrafted rookie and he signed a contract. The way extension works for him is that if he signs an extension, he can get like I think a $21 million extension. He can sign a
Mm.
maximum $21 million. But if he declines that, he can sign upwards up to $50 million.
Mm.
And Austin
He declined
Reeves,
it, right? He declined it, right?
no, he hasn't made a decision because Lakers haven't
Okay.
offered it yet. But if you're the Lakers, and you go up to Austin, I love Austin Reeves. He's good and everything. I just can't imagine paying him $50 million or even $40 million. I'm sorry, I can't pay Austin Reeves $40 million. If you're the Lakers and you tell Austin that, hey, we're gonna give you a 4-year, $90 million contract, that's what they can do. And that's the extension they can give him this offseason right now. 4-year, $90 million, which comes out to be roughly like $22 million or so, or 23 years, and he declines it. Do you think about trading him? Because the thing is this, he's an asset. You can upgrade, and get something out of it because you don't want to let him walk like we let Alex Caruso walk. Because Alex Caruso had value. As you can tell, Chicago got Giddy, he's a really good young player.
Yeah.
And so Caruso had value and we just let him walk, right? And so what would you do if you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
if he declines it, would you think about trading him? I will tell you my opinion and I'll let you, go from it. If he declines it, I would trade him immediately and get something out of it.
Who would you
No, I don't
want
know
to
what can
trade?
we get out of it, but like we can upgrade in our center position, right? Like we can maybe Miami might if we throw in like 2 first-round picks with Austin Reeves, maybe we can take away Bam from them, right? Because like they have this guy named Ware, who's a center they drafted last year, who played really well.
Yeah.
And they're high on him. And so you never know what Miami is thinking because Miami's going to shake things up. And so he could be possibly available. Another guy who can be available is I'm just throwing stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is like borderline all-star. Another guy who can be available, Memphis really regress this year, and they might want to think about their
Quickly.
options with John Morant. I'm not saying John Morant trade. I'm saying think about their options with John Morant and see who they can build around. Maybe we can go and get more of a Baines and a couple other players from them. Baines is a good 3-point shooter plus a good defender we need. Or if not him, we can go who's another. No, I was thinking, it's just slipped my mind. Oh yeah, there you go. We can maybe offer Cleveland because Cleveland's gonna probably lose to Indiana, and that's a really bad look. And we can go ask for their center, not Mobley, the other guy. I forgot his name. What's his name?
Shoot, I saw
Dude,
his name
dude.
too.
Let me look it up. Hold up. I'll tell you right now. It is. I always forget his name, man, for some reason. There we go. Oh yeah, Jared Allen.
Jared
Allen. He's a really good player, man. He's perfect for what Luka wants. He's young. But I'm just saying, it's gonna cost you players. So I'm just kind of giving you options. Like, hey, what can we do with this, right? Like, I would go get someone really good for Austin Reeves. Like if we could. If we know he's gonna command $40 million from another, because there'll be teams out there when he's a free agent just because like Austin Reeves is a really good third option that he proved this year that he is. He's a really good third option. And a lot of teams want that, kind of player, and they might just overpay for him, like $40 million. And someone might sign him for like, who knows, like freaking like $200 million contract. Man.
I mean,
that's my take. You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he would never sign the 20 million because with the new contract and the new TV agreement, he's going to command at least 40, and the Lakers would have to pay him that. I just don't know if we should trade him because we have no other offense. You try to get Jared Allen, I don't know, whoever else, like they're not going to provide you the offense and the consistency or the willingness to shoot like how he does. So, and especially with LeBron, I don't trust that LeBron can help us for long term, So why not just keep him and Luka together, and then try to add another, or maybe like a solid center, like Brook Lopez might be a free agent, right? So maybe him, something like that.
Yeah, no, we could.
Better.
But I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid of him becoming a free agent the following year, and we're not willing to give him that $40 million contract. It's like Alex Cruz all of a sudden,
yeah.
He walks to a team for $40 million, man, and like we could have just traded him a year before, and we could have got something for him instead of him walking away. So I don't see Lakers. I don't see Lakers paying him $40 million. That's the thing. I don't see Lakers paying him $40 million.
Unless we do a sign and trade, because otherwise we would get somebody that's in the same contract as him, right? So
yeah, we can do. We can always do a sign and trade, but if there's a team that has cap space, they're gonna be like, we're not gonna do a sign and trade. We can sign his ass, It's like a Durant all over again, where Durant didn't do a sign and trade with OKC. He just went into their cap. They had space.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, like that. They're like some team doesn't because the reason why I ask is because next year the TV contract's gonna hit, and I don't know if you remember the last time the TV contract hit, everyone got like $30 million. Every team got, and that's when Durant became free agent, and that's how Durant ended up walking to Golden State without anything because Golden State had that space. So there's gonna be a TV contract that's gonna come up next year where everyone's gonna get so much cap space. And I don't know if Lakers are willing to spend that money on Austin Reeves.
I mean, I get it. Obviously, like we wouldn't want to just let him walk for free, right? Obviously not, especially with how good he is.
Yeah,
I just think we try to hold on to him because we just need somebody like that. Our bench is not good.
I agree.
Rui is a no-show half the time. Solid player, but not good. He's like a Kyle Kuzma essentially.
I agree with you.
Like I'd rather have someone like him and Luka, and then maybe get a couple more solid players, and we'll be all right. I think Luka can carry most of the load, and Luka needs players like Austin Reeves that can put the ball down the floor or just be a catch and shoot player. That's who he likes versus So I don't know if the Lakers should trade him. I hope we don't because I think he's a good player for us. Third option is probably the best spot for him.
It is.
Maybe we should get rid of Rui and whoever the hell.
I think we get rid of our whole bench, man. To be honest with you, not just whoever, whole bench.
Just break it all down. Again, as a Laker fan, I hate saying it, but get rid of LeBron.
I agree.
Because he even said he's not going to take any less money.
He said it.
He can command another $50 million. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said he's gonna take a pay cut and help Lakers build a team.
No. He said no team friendly deals.
Really?
Yeah. So, there we are, back stuck again. But that'd be interesting, though. I mean, again, this offseason is to be very important for the Lakers. We'll see who's out there.
Yeah.
I think the biggest dominoes to fall will be Giannis if he does decide to leave, and KD. After that, we'll see what happens with everybody else. But those two players will be probably the most interesting to watch. See where they go. Let's go to a couple of the games tonight. So we had the Knicks beating the Celtics.
What's your take on that, man? What's your take?
But yeah, Jason Tatum, it looked like Achilles to me. It's like the Damian Lillard thing. I was watching the Bucks game and I saw Damian Lillard go down. I'm like, Achilles, you can tell right away. Same thing with this one, like non-contact, just diving for the ball, holding the ball. And I was like, God, dude, poor guy. Yeah, it's Achilles right away. So they're probably gone, right? Celtics are out.
So I have a thing for Celtics. So they were already talking about breaking up a team because of the contract issue, and I do feel that this will definitely expedite the process of breaking up the team.
So do you think they break apart Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum?
They can't do it with anything with Tatum because, like, he's injured now, like Damian Lillard. Jaylen Brown's the only guy they have left right now who's healthy. So they're not going to break Jason Tatum. They're not going to break those two apart. But I do feel like Drew Holiday, who's not really contributing. He's a good defender. He's not contributing any offensively.
He's declined, yeah.
Yeah, and so they might try to look to trade him away. Porzingis is like the virus, man. It's getting to him. It's like a no-show for him. So I don't know, man. To be honest with you, so I do think those two players will be gone.
Austin Reeves for them, yeah.
And then you have so Pritchard, his contract is coming up too, and he's playing really well. Mm-hmm. So I do feel that Derek White's gonna be expandable. He makes $30 million, dude. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a team that's not gonna really compete for a championship next year. Because without Tatum, they're not gonna be a championship for them.
Well, I mean, I feel like they would need to keep Derek White with Jaylen Brown, right? At least some kind of offense. Yeah, if they let Porzingis go or walk, Al Horford, who the hell knows? The dude's
he's gone
right now.
Yeah, he's gone.
Right. So they need a couple of scorers at least.
Yeah, they will. I mean, they'll get other free agents and stuff like that, but like some of the smaller contracts. But Derek White, who makes about $30 million, then Drew Holiday makes another $30 million, and then Porzingis making another $30 million or so. So that's what I'm saying.
I feel bad for Tatum though. He was going off today,
bro.
It was a close game when he went down, and he was gonna. He was already at 42.
He was taking over.
Down.
He was literally taking over everything, man. And so it's sad. It's sad to see all that.
It's probably same as Dame. Probably gonna miss the entire
whole year.
Season.
Yeah, man. Whole year, 100%.
Come back.
But I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be the same player, man. That's the thing, right? So
I mean, he's kind of like KD or Paul George, right? Mostly Paul George. He's a better. What is it? I think is it Kenny Martin called him the Kobe Bryant of Paul George, like the best version of Paul George, essentially.
That's crazy.
Is what
dude.
Jason Tatum is.
That's
right?
crazy, man. Because he's not aggressive. He shies away from the moments, right?
Yeah, he shies away. But he's a good defender. He can shoot the three.
I can't believe you called him handles. That. He's a Paul.
He's a Kobe Bryant of Paul George. Yeah.
Gosh, dude. Well, Paul George should have been. He's not that,
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane, bro. So I don't know, man.
Would you ever consider, if you were Boston, breaking or getting rid of Jaylen Brown? Because do you think he's worth the money he got? What, $330
million a year? Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Crazy.
I would if I'm Boston, I would really call up Dallas.
For number one pick too?
Huh?
For number one pick?
Yeah. Because Dallas is trying to win a championship now, man.
Dude. Honestly,
and think about it. And think about it. Cooper Flagg is a white boy, like Larry Bird, in Boston. That's made for like epic, like whatever you want to call it. Like
if I have a call, if I'm Dallas and I have a call from Boston or Milwaukee, I'm hanging at Boston right away. Like, no, thank you, I don't want them that. Give me Giannis. Like if I had to choose. Yeah, because I think Jaylen Brown is going to be one of those players that will not live up to his contract. Like there's some players that just
$60 million, bro. There's no way.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, will.
Yeah,
but I don't think Jaylen Brown will.
60 mil, hell no.
Yeah, because in this game, he could take over. Same time, it's the freaking Knicks. You never know, man. They can just completely shut down and lose 3 straight. I think Boston's still. They're not favored anymore. They weren't favored once they were down 2-0, but this is pretty much over. And I just can't imagine the East, the Knicks versus the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. That was not in my bingo card, man. I would have never guessed that in my entire life.
I would never think that a team like Boston, who just won a championship, who's fully loaded. Remember, I told you Boston's unbeatable, and I told you the only way they'll lose is if injury happens, and this is a massive injury that happened, and they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be out. And Cleveland just choked, man. They just choked. Like they had no business being down 3-1 right now.
And then now you had Donovan Mitchell potentially injured. He got injured during practice.
Yeah,
practice shooting 3-pointer after the halftime, right? Something like that. He got injured there. So he's not going to come back. I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, we're down by 50. I don't want to play this game anymore. Forget it.
Show up.
They didn't. First their excuse was, we don't have Darius Garland. We don't have all these players. That's why we lost. And then once they got him again, the first game they came back, they obviously blew him out. Then the next game, they're all back again, and they still couldn't do it.
They didn't show up, man. It's like, what the hell? I don't know.
Man, that's crazy, dude. I never imagined. I mean, and between that, I think the Knicks will probably beat the Pacers. And imagine the Knicks in the freaking finals. I was telling one of our buddies, I was like, whoever wins between the Nuggets and OKC is a champion. That is a champion right there. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I feel like Minnesota should win the series against Golden State when they're winning right now. But I think either OKC or Denver will whoop Minnesota, and then the Knicks are no match against. Yeah.
I do think New York will win that series. But hey, man, tell me this, dude. If you would have told me beginning of the season, there could be a potential New York Knicks versus Minnesota Timberwolves in finals, I would have laughed at you. I would have been like, "Yo!" And then on top of that, they made a trade right before the season started too, where Cat went from Minnesota to New York, and Livingston went to New York to freaking, and Julius Randle went from New York to Minnesota. Man, imagine the beef they would have if that was a final. I would want to. I just want to see that finals right there, dude.
Yeah, it'd be so much shit talking. Yeah, I mean that would be fun as heck to watch, but I do feel like it's gonna be either Nuggets or OKC in the finals.
You see, I don't think Nuggets gonna see. I was watching Nuggets play, right, man? You can't keep on playing 6-man rotation. I'm sorry, you can't, and that's all they're doing, playing 6-man rotation. There's times where
the Knicks kind of do the same thing, no?
Knicks kind of, I thought they did until JJ Redick proved me wrong, and like now, freaking, the coach Denver's doing that shit wrong too. They actually go kind of 7 deep, which is fine.
Yeah.
They actually do have 2 players come off the bench and play, But dude, 6 players, man, like that means you're telling your whole bench, I don't care. You guys all suck. Like like
same with Redick,
Yeah, you lose your team like that too, right? But you gas your starters, man. And this is every other day they're playing until the finals. It's every other day they're playing, man. Like, so I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be a very, very interesting time for Denver Nuggets. Let's see how they.
Yeah, I mean the Nuggets. They either get blown out or they win close. That's their 2 things,
True.
Like OKC, I think beat them by like almost 50 that one game. So it's either they win close or they blown out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that game will probably go game 7. And we'll see what happens between that and. Again, Eastern Conference, dude. I from the beginning I was like, dude, Celtics gonna repeat. There's no way, no teams.
I thought too, man. To be honest with you,
and even I think when we made our predictions, I was like, yeah, Celtics gonna win it all. Yep. I had OKC and Celtics, I think, in the finals, and you had the Lakers and Celtics in finals. But yeah, I would never guess it'd be the Knicks of all teams. Here, man.
I never thought that either.
I mean, good for New York. They're a toxic fan base too, but like good for them. They've been waiting forever for an option like this.
They'll go crazy once they make the finals, man. They'll go crazy.
If it happens to be what you're saying, which is if it's Timberwolves against the Knicks, I actually think the Knicks will win that game.
Oh, the Knicks gonna win the finals, yeah, 100%, man.
And if it's the Timberwolves,
and right now Golden State just gave up in the third quarter, man. Like they're down by like 15, dude. These gave up.
Yeah. I mean, they got nothing to do. What's his name? Jimmy Butler can't do anything right now.
It's not playoff Jimmy anymore, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he needs to be second in charge. Draymond's not. I mean, they have no other offense besides Steph. Everything's predicated on Steph, and if Buddy Hield's also not hitting the 3-pointers, then it's over. Kuminga at least is doing something. So. Because I think this is Steph. If he was to come back, would be Game 6.
Yeah, dude, the earliest. And I really think the injury is more significant than people are making it out to be. To be honest.
And they didn't want to rush him back. So pretty much, I think the Warriors are done for.
I want to see what Warriors and Lakers both do.
Yeah,
Lakers a little brighter with Luka being there, and so.
I mean, you think the Warriors trade away Kuminga? He can sell for pretty high. He's a good player.
If I'm Kuminga, I want to be out of Warriors because come on, he didn't play.
He wants out.
I mean, he didn't even play. The only reason they're playing because Steph Curry's not there and they need offense. I mean, you're really telling me that bullshit, man? Come on, dude. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think he's a restricted free agent if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's gonna command close to max. Damn, 17-0 run. Holy shit.
Damn.
And like Jimmy's like not even trying to shoot, man. He's like being like Jalen Green, like not even shooting. Like at least try to make attempts. Like he wants to be a facilitator. Look, that's Draymond's job. Let him do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one.
I mean, Pods is not gonna do anything. but heels.
Yeah.
It's over, dude. Freaking Anthony Edwards took off in the third quarter. That's
Dude,
why.
he had like 15 points or something in the third quarter, bro.
Yeah,
So
it's
I was watching it
crazy.
and like 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. I'm like, man, what the hell?
Well, let's see what happened, man. Oh, and then I think last bit of news. I think you went to the Angels game. How was
Yeah,
that?
man. I went to the Angels game.
Back to back, you went to Dodgers and Angels. How was the other side of town?
I took my grandpapa, to the Angels game, man.
Nice.
And so it was fun. He never experienced a live ball game, Angels, man, I gotta give them kudos not for the game or their players, but their service, man. They actually, know how to treat their fans correctly. Like being more like senior citizens. My grandpa can't really walk, so they know that. They knew that while we were taking him in, he was walking very slow. So they're like, oh, we have a wheelchair ready, if you need anything. We got the wheelchair, and then they took us right to the section, which is really
Nice.
amazing. I mean, that was great, man. I mean, I told my wife because I'm a huge Dodger fan. I don't know if Dodgers have that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, probably not.
It's not
It's
safe
too old of a
taking
stadium,
anyone
too.
there, So, but no, Angels is always known for like being a friendly for family and elder people.
Their stadium is nice too. I will admit, Angel Stadium is very nice. You remember I used to live across from the stadium.
Oh yeah, man.
We
You
used to go to the games all the time, man.
lived with like Mike Trout and like Guerrero and all them. Those nice apartments.
Yeah.
You're
Right
rich,
next
man.
door.
You're rich. I can't compare with you, man.
At that time I was, yeah, but no, that stadium is beautiful, dude. I honestly, I told Jen like I'm not an Angels fan, but like I would prefer go watch Angels game
It's
if
safer,
the Dodgers
man.
coming into town.
Yeah, exactly.
It's safer, it's cleaner, like it's
Exactly.
easier to get around and
Get in and out easy. Yeah, and so it's great, man.
because they do a good job of blocking everything off, right? So you can go in and out so super
exactly,
quick.
and it's accessible for everyone, man. So it's great, So it's a great experience.
Because the Dodger Stadium is such a pain in the ass to get in.
It's
and
not
out
safe
of.
either, man. At the same time, so. But no, I was really, happy to take him to the Angels game. I mean, again, I didn't know one single player from the Angels, to be honest with you. I mean, Rendon.
Is Mike Trout still playing, or
no, he's injured again. Rendon is not playing either. Like, I'm like, yo, where's all these players that are paying high money with, man? Nobody was there, so. Yeah. It was. I mean, Angels on. I think it was like 6-2 or something. They won. It was good, but again, it was great experience for him. I mean, he enjoyed it. But
that's awesome, dude.
But yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. I mean, kudos to Angels, man. They have great access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man. All right. I think as far as other news wise, NFL.
Oh yeah,
we have Derek
Carr.
For the
first game, man. Ring ceremony. Cowboys at Philadelphia.
Blowout
by the Cowboys. I agree.
No.
How about them Cowboys, man? Come on, man.
How about them third seeded in their own division Cowboys? They're not better than the Commanders. They're not better than the Eagles, right? You have to admit that.
I want to see. I want to see. How Jaden Daniels plays second year, because your boy CJ from the Houston didn't really produce.
He lost his two top wide receivers at the end of the season. Stephon Diggs.
I'm talking about beginning of the season, brother.
Yeah, but they still made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs. I mean, I'm not saying Commanders won't make the playoffs. I mean, I want to see how they play.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, they got so much better. They got better on defense and offense.
I know.
So like they have, even if Jalen Daniels hits the wall, they still have some way to help him.
All right, prediction. Like outside the like very very ordinary limb, man. NFL prediction of a team that no one's talking about but will make the playoffs. Like for example, last year, with Commanders, no one even thought they would make the playoffs, right? They did. So thinking outside the box, a team that no one even thinks about is gonna make the playoffs. I'll tell you mine. First, you tell me yours. Okay, wait. You want to think about it? I tell you mine. I already know what I.
Yeah, you go first. I don't think about it.
Okay. If this team starts this one particular player as QB,
okay,
they will make the playoffs. Named Cleveland Browns.
Oh God, Shedeur Sanders.
If they start Sanders, no, they'll make the wild card. They'll make the wild card.
Brother.
Again, like I said, this is we're 3 months away from.
You're throwing like
we're no, like I said.
Give me a realistic.
Tapas. Like
not,
I said,
not
outside the box. This is 3 months away from football season. I'm talking about like throwing a dart and maybe you might hit it, like that kind of thing. Like I said, a team that you don't think is gonna make the like no one even thinks about making a playoff, and they will make the playoffs. And that's really what I think it is right now. We're 3 months away from a season still, so I'm just taking a dark horse to saying that Cleveland Brown, if Sanders starts, plays majority of the season, they'll make the playoffs.
Let's have a friendly bet. Is your team, the Browns, making playoffs versus...
Don't even put me and my team Browns together ever.
No,
in your mouth.
But your pick for a team that's the unlikely scenario that Sanders starts over the other two starters that they have, and then somehow they get better on offense, and then somehow their defense stays the same. I know a lot of hypotheticals. I mean, at that point, we're hoping the Raiders also become that great. But I think, and I mentioned that this is like me and you flip flopping on this. I think the Bears will make the playoffs next year. So between my pick, because no one's talking about the Bears in that division, versus the Browns, we should have a bet. See who gets further.
Fine. Okay, fine. Let's see who gets further. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let's say that. And you know what? Further meaning that even the...
No. Okay, you're right. It just says like, can you stop recording? But you're good. We're still recording. All right, we're back.
All right.
I guess my pick completely threw off Kenil.
Bro, that thing just...
What he just threw everything in the air.
Literally went everything. Like right when we talk about Cleveland and Bears, man. Wow, it's insane.
Man.
But all right, man. Let's see what team goes further. How about that?
Yeah.
If they don't make the playoffs, who has a better record too? How about that? All right, we'll go.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to go over?
Nah, bro. It was a great conversation. Lottery was amazing. Feel bad for Charlotte, Utah, and Wizards. Which tanked all year long.
God. And you get passed up by a 1% team. That's crazy.
It's insane. Happy for Nico and Dallas fans, man. They need it.
Again, I would stand my ground. That's the best franchise I should get. That or San Antonio, I would have been okay with it. Even San Antonio would have been overpowered. That wouldn't have been fair. But if San Antonio got it, and with Popovich being the president, that would have been great.
Last thing. What does who does Dallas get? Durant or Giannis?
With the way, like you just said, how Giannis looks like he's talking, I think they get Giannis. Yeah. They should get Durant, but if they had to pick, I think this is Dallas. If they had to pick between Kevin Durant or Giannis, they would pick Giannis.
I agree. I get
because
you.
KD is like a year or two away from just being retired. Right? So they don't see any future in that. At least with Giannis, like you said, 5-year window. Yeah, at least if you even don't win next year, you gotta have another 4 years at least with them. It'd be all right.
I get you.
If they would probably pick Giannis. I still think KD's a better fit.
I get you.
Yeah. What do you think?
For sure. Yeah, I agree with you. Everything you said right there.
Yeah.
Everything you said.
It makes sense. If they want to win next year, though, they should get Kevin Durant. But if they want to win in the next 5 years somewhere, then yeah, Giannis. Do you think that? So do you in the future? Let's fast forward 5 years later, and they get Giannis, and they win one championship. Do you think this Luka trade would work out for them?
No.
Still no. Yeah.
They legitimately got to win 3 out of 5.
Damn. Become a dynasty.
Because you're talking about Luka's gonna win 3 in his career.
Yeah, I think so.
Minimum 3. With 26 age, he'll win 3.
Yeah. Especially when Steph leaves, LeBron leaves, like you're gonna have more opportunities. And I don't see any other, teams that are like there, like that's gonna be dominant next few years. Especially the Celtics breakup, like we're saying. So yeah, we'll see, man.
All right, brother. It was great.
All right, we'll end it there. Brown balls out.